Hey guys, welcome. So it's Becky Brossett here, and we're super excited to have you on tonight for the pre-launch call of the Masters Hammer and Chisel. Guys, tonight is going to be spectacular. We have Autumn Calabrese, who will be jumping on quickly. We have my friends from the test group, super amazing people. We've grown to just become friends, and you know, we really did go all in with this program, 60-day journey, and it was phenomenal. So tonight we're going to answer a lot of those questions that you guys have been addressing to us, and we just want to, in a public forum, address them so that you guys have all the knowledge that you need to know moving forward with the Masters Hammer and Chisel. So guys, release date is 1 week away, so get ready and start doing all the preparations that you need in order to really get yourself in line for this program, because this program is going to change everything for you. So as we wait for Autumn to jump on, I just want to thank David, Erin, Monica, and Jose for taking time out of their busy schedules to share with us tonight. We just really were blessed, and I guess they would all shake their heads and say yes, that we were blessed to be part of this test group. It was a complete blast. Me personally, in 5 years as a coach, I had never participated in a challenge group as a challenger. So having them by my side every single day, pushing ourselves and sharing recipes and just going all in, tracking our workouts, made everything so much more spectacular. So I'm going to take a second as we wait for Autumn to jump on. I'm going to ask David to unmute himself, and let's just get ready and start sharing a little bit of our stories as we wait for Autumn, and so that everybody can see what amazing results David Atkins had. David?
Hey guys, can you hear me? Good. So how's everybody doing tonight? My name is Dave Atkins, and yes, I went through the test group, and a quick little background on me is I work full-time with the state police here in New York. My wife and I have 3 little girls, ages 10, 7, and 4. So between activities and working full-time, super busy dad. But I've been doing Beachbody programs now for a couple of years, and I can honestly say that this program was the one that was a game changer for me. And kind of like Becky, I'd run challenge groups for so long, but I was never the challengee, I guess. So now the ability to go in the challenge group and be accountable and be in a program like this that I'm so excited for you guys to be part of gave me the best results possible as a dad, as a busy parent, shuffling around 3 little kids and working full-time with the state police here in New York. So that's like the short of my story, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen my before and after. The real results, this program is the real deal, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to kick it over to Jose to talk about his story.
All right, guys. I hope you hear me now. This is Jose Alvarez, all the way from Puerto Rico. You might hear the coqui frogs outside. I apologize for that. So my story, I've been a coach for about 5.5 years, and I've been in shape. But recently, why did I do this program? There's Autumn. You know what? Here's Autumn. I'm going to mute myself and give the star a chance. I'll share my story later on. Let me mute myself. And Autumn.
Hi. How are you guys? Somebody unmute themselves while we get this conversation.
Hey Autumn, how are you?
I hear you.
Hey Autumn.
What's up?
Hi. How are you guys?
¿Cómo está? ¿Todo bien?
Good.
Great.
Sorry that took forever to figure out. It was like not connecting. It was really weird. So Becky, I know you sent me a bunch of questions, but since you sent them to me through a text message and I'm doing this from my phone, why don't you guys just somebody throw out like a question and we'll just start one at a time and we'll go through whatever it is you know, that you guys want to talk about the program and that sort of thing, and we'll go from there.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Autumn. Again, this is Becky. We really appreciate you taking the time out from your schedule to be with us tonight. You know, everybody knows what an amazing job Autumn has done since coming to Beachbody with the spectacular 21-day. Then the 21-day fix has completely revolutionized the way that we eat. We eat in calories now. That's what we count. It's amazing. I think it is the best system ever. And Autumn, you've had a complete and utter success with 21-day fix. but I know that it hasn't always been easy. Like many of us, you've had to fail forward. So if you would take a couple minutes and share some of your story, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of Hammer and Chisel.
Oh my God. The sharing of the story, that is not, unfortunately, a quick thing, but like you said, there is a lot of failing forward, and here's the one thing I'm going to say about this. I'm not going to tell my whole long story right now, only because it's everywhere on YouTube, because I've told it at so many coach events, so I'd rather like make really good use of your guys' time and answer questions and that sort of thing. But the bottom line is just that, like, yes, there was a million times when doors were slammed in my face, and you know, there was just so much from day one of never knowing and always wondering and what is it going to be, and so much struggling and like I said, I'm going to let you guys, like, it's an hour-long story. Like, because it can't be told shortly. It really is there's too much that has happened to shrink it down to be like, you know, but the bottom line is there was definitely a struggle, and you can't give up on yourself. And if you do give up on yourself, you'll never know what could be. So, I mean, if we want to do a call where I definitely tell you guys the story for an hour, we can absolutely do that. But I'd rather, like I said, make better use of it and let you guys watch that in your own time and pull from that story what is most beneficial to each one of you and your team and that sort of thing. So
absolutely. Okay, point taken. We all have the same struggles in the business. And
we do. That really, you know what, Becky, that's the bottom line, is like, I am no different from everybody else sitting on this call or sitting at home or that sort of thing. Like, yes, I'm the one in front of the camera, but, you know, that's a recent thing. And even now, that doesn't mean life is perfect and beautiful and there's no stresses. There's stresses every day. They're just different stresses. They're new stresses. Sometimes there's more than there was before. You know, like I said, everybody is still the same. Everybody is still human. We all are always going to have struggles. It's never going to be perfect. And it's just whatever your attitude is towards those struggles is going to determine what happens next for you. Are you going to let it defeat you and knock you down, or are you going to use it to fuel your fire? Are you going to use it to motivate you forward? Are you going to use it as a lesson learned? And that's really, I guess, just how I try to approach it every time there is a struggle, is I just try to take it as a lesson learned. What can I get from it and move forward from there?
Absolutely. And I have to say, now we're going to get into Hammer and Chisel now, but I have to say that the motivation, your actual wording and everything you say in the Hammer and Chisel, every workout I pick up something new, and it just relates to life, to fitness, to everything, and stop giving up on yourself. And I love that those messages just keep you like, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep pushing on. So thank you for that.
Of course.
So, okay, so let's talk about Hammer and Chisel. We all know 21 Day Fix, extreme, amazing programs, but how did the Masters Hammer and Chisel really come about?
Masters Hammer and Chisel came about the same way every Beachbody program probably ever invented came about. It's you know, Carl's the man with the ideas. And I think after, you know, seeing myself and seeing kind of like what my workouts were like, and that it's very different than probably a lot of women would be used to, or what they would expect from a woman, in terms of how much I lift and how much I like to lift, and that I preach about lifting weights and being strong and that sort of thing. You know, I think he saw that, and he saw Sagi and the fact that we both come from this competitive world, and he did want to put two trainers together. And so he called me into the office one day and he said, you know, I have this idea. What do you think about it? And I want to put you and Sagi together. And he had the idea of the name already. He was already calling it Hammer and Chisel. And I was like, yeah, I'm on board for sure. And then he called Sagi, and same thing. Sagi was super excited, and it took off from there. The funny thing is, and what you may or may never hear in the story, is you guys have no idea the struggle that we went through to get the name Hammer and Chisel. Which is probably so silly, but Carl was so hell-bent on this name, right? Like, he was like, that's the name of the program. It has to be the name of the program. And legal issues come up. Like, so when you start looking for things, like, legal things come up. I'm telling you guys, it was like a 6-month process. We went through so many other names, and he just wouldn't give up. He was relentless that he wanted it to be Hammer and Chisel. And by putting the word the Masters in front of it, we were able to do it, and it actually sort of just pulled all the pieces together by putting the word the Masters in front of it. So it's a fun little behind the scenes story on how we got the name, but
I love that.
That was where it started from.
That's great. I love it. And you two together, absolutely phenomenal. So the training philosophy behind Masters Hammer and Chisel, SSP, will you please dive into that for our viewers and explain that?
Absolutely. So SSP training is it's something that personal trainers use when we're developing individual programs for our clients. The SSP stands for stabilization, strength, and power. And what that basically is it's the periodization that you go through when you're training somebody. You have to have stabilization. You have to be stable on both feet. You have to be stable on one foot before you can advance to strength. When you get you can't advance to power until you've built up strength. So this is the progression that you go through when you are weight training. It doesn't matter what your end goal is in mind. You have to have this foundation to move through these phases. And as a trainer, you constantly rotate your clients through these phases. So you don't just go, okay, sorry, I don't know what's happening. You don't go, okay, I have stabilization. I never need to go revisit that. You go stabilization, strength, power. You circle back to stabilization, but this time it's harder. You go back to strength, but it's in a different, more challenging way. You go back to power. So you are continuously cycling through those phases. And when we did Hammer and Chisel, we even designed the workouts to fit that. So like you'll see the first week of the program, not every workout is in that first week. Not every workout's in the second week. There's some workouts you don't even see until week 3. There's a reason for that. We are building stabilization. We are building strength. There's a reason you don't get to powerlifting until I think week 3. It's because you have to build up the foundation before you can start that. So that's basically what the SSP model is, and that is why we are able to say this is the most comprehensive resistance training program that Beachbody has put out to date.
That's awesome. Thank you for that response. It's funny because when we did the planning call with the test group participants, one of the questions was, what's the science behind the schedule? So you answered that already.
There's always science behind what we're doing. It's never just let's throw some exercises together and see how it fits. I mean, we're in a room, me and Stephanie writing our workouts. We're on a whiteboard and we're, everything's up on the board. And then, okay, if this workout has this, then this workout has to have this. And we need to adjust here and that needs to be taken into account there. And then same thing when we sit down and do the calendar. It's okay, this workout has to go here, and then their upper body just got worked, so we had to hit the lower body so that the upper body has a day of rest. So there is always science behind how everything is put together.
I just want to say something based on what you just said. Because I've done 16 Beachbody programs. So, and I'm a stickler for the schedule, for the plan. I know that Beachbody puts a lot of work into it. So for all of you guys out there that I have had the conversations with about, no, I'm just going to take that out and put something else in, don't do it.
Oh,
He just said it. Everything is put there for a reason. So follow the schedule as written. Don't add extra workouts, right, Autumn?
You don't need to, especially with Hammer and Chisel. I mean, it is definitely not a program where you need an extra workout. If you're giving it everything you've got in that workout, that's it. You're done. Like, you don't need to spend 4 hours in the gym. You do it, you get it done, and you get on with your day. Here's the thing. I'm never one to say don't be active, but you do have to walk the line between being active and overtraining. I've done it myself. I've been guilty of it myself. I've suffered injuries because of it. When I was a dancer, there's overtraining constantly. You never get a break. When I'm training for competitions, it's happened because I'm in the gym 3 hours a day, and that's just excessive on your body. So I'm not saying you can't be more active. You can do a workout, and then you can go for a run or a hike or a bike ride or do some yoga. But to do like 2 back-to-back Hammer and Chisel workouts on the same day would be excessive and not necessary.
I agree, because if you're really pushing hard, I mean, you're not going to be able to do another workout. I mean,
No.
I know that us 5 on this call went all in, and there were days that I was wiped, like wiped all day long. So
I
absolutely.
believe it.
So how does that, okay, obviously the hugest part of this thing is the nutrition plan. So quality over quantity, you're working out hard, now you got to fuel your body. How important is it that they stick to the nutrition plan and use the containers?
Obviously, that is key, no matter what. You guys have probably heard me say it. You can't out-train a bad diet. So you have to, you know, if you're going to do the workouts and not follow the nutrition, that's fine. I'm not saying you're not doing something good for your body by exercising, but you're not going to see anywhere near the results you would see by sticking to the plan. And the way we put the program together this time is literally you can customize it for your goals. So you guys have seen it. You know, there's 3 different nutrition options. There is if you want to lose weight, if you want to maintain your weight but shred out, or if you're looking to put on more muscle. So really, you can customize the Master's Hammer and Chisel to whatever your goals are. And I think that that is huge. But once you do that, once you pick your plan, you have to follow it. You have to use those containers. You can't say, okay, well, it says I'm supposed to have 4 red, so I'm only going to have 3. Like, you're negating the program. You're negating what your body needs. Your body needs that fuel. Again, everything is taken into consideration when we write these programs. We work with the nutritionists on staff. Everything is taken accounted for. How are we working our bodies? What does it need to be fueled with? What is the timing? Everything is in there. So the second you veer from the program, you're no longer really doing the program. You know, if you're not following the nutrition or you're not following the workouts to a T, you're taking something out, well, then you're not really doing the Master's Hammer and Chisel. You're doing your version of it, but you're not doing our version, which is the one that's going to get you the best results.
Yeah, and the one that's tested over and over again.
Exactly. It's tested. It's proven. We know it works. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
So who do you think this program is for?
Here's the thing. It can still be for almost anybody as long as you have a baseline of fitness. So this is not for your new person who hasn't worked out in several months, or who has never worked out, or who hasn't lifted a weight ever. But anybody who has, so somebody who's done 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme, P90X, X2, X3, Body Beast, any of those, even people who have done like Insanity or Max 30, I would say go for it. I would hope that they've lifted weights before at least a little bit, because obviously form is really important and that sort of thing. And even though we're in there, we're cueing it. If you've never really lifted weights, I'd rather see somebody start with a more basic program like 21-day fix or Power 90 or something like that. But other than that, it's really for anybody with that baseline of fitness. I've had a lot of people say, well, I still have weight to lose, so is this program for me? And the answer is absolutely it is. Like, there is still that weight loss element to it. You can still follow that nutrition program to lose weight and tone your body at the same time. So again, it doesn't matter if you have weight to lose. It's just about whether or not you have that baseline of fitness.
That's a great response. Thank you, Autumn. Spinning off of that, so can you tell us just real quick, how do you think this program compares to 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme?
Here's the thing. I mean, it is me. You know, my workouts are always written by myself and Stephanie, so it's our brain. But there's definitely new elements to this that you've never seen in 21-day fix or 21-day fix extreme, like agility training, the stabilization training, you know, like everything in it. The fact that you're getting powerlifting from Sagi, I know that's not me taking you guys through it, but the fact that we're going through all of this stuff, it is going to feel different than 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme. Not everything is on a time set. Sometimes it's on a repetition set. We're lifting heavier weights on a lot of the days. So it's definitely going to have a different feel to it than 21-day fix or 21-day fix extreme. You're still getting me, so you're still getting my personality. You're still getting the way that I cue. You're still getting the way that I train. but you are getting a lot of new elements to that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've done both 21 Day Fix and Extreme, and it's just this one takes it up a notch. And yes, the workouts, the format is different. You're throwing up heavier weight. You know what I love is that in some of the workouts, you tell people I'm using a 10 here, and you're actually giving us an example of what you're using. So for me, that was very helpful.
A reference of where to start, because we see that a lot. We see people being like, well, what weight do I start?
And heavy is subjective for you, and it's subjective.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I really love that. Can you tell us about the difference between the hammer and the chisel? Like, is there a training philosophy differences between the two of you?
The philosophy isn't different because the philosophy of the program is the philosophy of the program, which is the SSP model. I think Sagi and I are very different trainers in the way that we cue and the way that we coach. And you do see certain things in his side that you don't see in my side. And you know, so the hammer workouts, some of them are different, obviously, than Chisel. Like, he's got the powerlifting, I've got agility training. You're definitely going to get more of a cardio element in the Chisel for two reasons. One, you're chiseling. Like, those workouts are meant to torch those calories, burn. That doesn't mean you're not building muscle at the same time, because you are. So where you see them the same is that you're always lifting weights, you're putting up heavy weight, you know, that sort of thing. But you will get a little bit more cardio from myself than probably from Sagi, and you'll see us ping pong. So you will see certain things in his that you'll see in mine, and then you'll also get the variety of the different workouts between the two.
Awesome. Okay, so we have one more question, and you answered this at the Miami Super Saturday, but I'd like to address it again. Do you recommend creatine for women? Because I keep being asked this question, and some of the participants drank it. I didn't, because you said that you don't drink it, so I'm like, I'm not going to drink it. So what's your opinion?
Here's the deal with creatine for women. I don't drink it because I'm not looking to put on that much size. Creatine is just that. It's to build muscle. You're going to swell a little bit. You're going to retain water. It's stretching out those muscle fibers. It's meant to put on size, bulk you up a little bit. That's not most women's goals. Now, that's not to say it's not any, you know, that some women don't have that goal, because some do. Some women who are naturally very lean, very skinny, do want to put on more mass and more muscle. So for them, I would recommend it. But for the average woman who's not really looking for that as a goal, who's looking to be lean, who's looking to be toned, that would be the one supplement I don't recommend them taking. Because the last thing you want is a woman taking something where it's going to make them retain a little bit of water, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, why do I look like this? You know, like, instead of realizing that it's part of the process of the supplement. So, and even for a woman who you do recommend it to, I would let them know, like, be prepared. You will see a little bit of water retention. You're going to look a little bit puffy at times. Like, that's part of what that supplement does.
Perfect. And we do recommend all the supplement. The Beachbody Performance line is perfectly designed for this program.
Absolutely. Love the performance line. It's only going to enhance your results. You're going to need it and appreciate it on those days where you're tired, and you use the Energize right after the workout using the Chocolate Recover. At night when you're sore, the Vanilla Recharge is fantastic for that. I've tested it where I'm like, does it really work? I'll be the first one to tell you guys, I'm not always the biggest believer in supplements. Like, I'm really not. Before the performance line, there was very little that I took because I think a lot of them are filled with crap and a waste of money. But every time I take, like, the Vanilla Recharge at night, like, I'll kill myself in a workout, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take it. I wake up the next day, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm hurting so bad. I should have taken it. And then the next time I'll do it. I'll wait a week. I'll do the same workout, and I'll take it, and I'm like, I'll be damned, it does work. Okay, like, I'm gonna give it to him, like, you know. So it really does make a difference, and you really will. I think personally, I feel it. So I preach to use the supplements for this program.
All right, guys, you heard it there. Get your performance line and get it ready for Hammer and Chisel. So Autumn, that's it. Those are our questions. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Does anybody have any other questions? Anything I've mentioned that you have a question about you want me to clear up even more or anything like that? I'm happy to.
David, Erin, any of you guys?
I see a hand.
I do. How you doing?
Hello.
I had one question I asked in the test group. The warm-ups, they're very different from other warm-ups. You in other programs, I know this is a different program, but in other programs, there's more a little bit of cardio going on to lift up the heart rate. But this one, you pretty much go into active flexing and something like that. Can you explain the reason why it's completely different from other programs?
Yeah, it's a more dynamic warm-up of loosening up the joints and that sort of thing because we are about to do really heavy lifting. So even though there is a cardio element, obviously, to the workouts, especially the chisel workouts, we're really getting your body in line and properly loosened up to lift weights. You know, obviously in 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, there's 21 Day Fix more than Fix Extreme. There's days where you're not lifting weights. You know, in 21 Day Fix, you have yoga, you have Pilates, and you have cardio without weights. All three of those days are more either cardio-based or active recovery. So we can take a different approach to the warm-up. But in Hammer and Chisel, every day, except agility, but agility, you're still bouncing around. So you really need your body loosened up and lined up properly and ready to go to lift. So that's why you see the dynamic warm-up that you do with a little less cardio, but a lot more head to toe loosening up of everything.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Autumn. Well, we're not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you. We really, really thank you. One, for you know, working with Sagi and Beachbody on this program, because honestly, I mean, it's just amazing, like killer. And thank you for all your support.
It's my pleasure, you guys. And seriously, I just want to say again how proud I am of all of you guys that did the group, because you guys really killed it. And you guys going in there and trusting the process and believing in it and following it, that helps us obviously show that it does work. It's going to be a killer program. I'm so excited for it to come out next week. So I just want to thank you guys again for all of your hard work and support on this, because without you guys, we don't get to do this part.
Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to next week. It's going to be amazing to share this program with the public and with all of Team Beachbody. So thank you, Autumn.
I can't wait. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I'm looking forward to next week and hearing what everybody has to say and seeing how excited everybody is.
Awesome. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your son.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Autumn.
Have a good night.
Good night,
Have
Autumn.
a good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, Jose, you're on. Let's hear from you. Let's hear your story.
I know that's hard to follow Autumn, but let's get back to it. Well, I've been with Beachbody for 5.5 years. So before we started this program, I was in shape. I'm not gonna lie, I was in shape. But I was having too many people tell me that I look kind of skinny. I'm like, hold on, I have abs, I have everything. Why? And it shouldn't, but it started bothering me a little. So when I got the opportunity to start the program, I think I was the only one in the test group that wanted to gain weight, build muscle mass, and that was my main goal for the program. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna follow the nutrition plan, and it was a lot of food to eat, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. And I was very happy. This program is so different. It kicked my butt every single day, but I challenged myself, and I was able to gain 6 pounds of muscle, about overall almost 4 inches total body, but get this, I lost almost 4 inches of my waist. So I gained muscle, I gained inches in the right places. It was a great program. I love it. Like she said, like Autumn says, it's better if you have a fitness base, but do it. You'll have amazing results no matter what, whether you lose weight, gain weight, or you want to gain weight or chisel. And Becky was one of the ones that wanted to lose some weight. So now I'm going to give it back to Becky. There you go.
Thank you. So, hey, everybody. So, yes, I wanted to lose some weight. Like I said, I've done a bunch of Beachbody programs for the 16 over the last 7 years. But last year in 2014, I did the Beachbody Classic, and I kind of like messed up my nutrition and could not get it back on track. Literally for a year, I struggled with my nutrition. And when this program, we got I was blessed to be in this program, I said to myself, this is my opportunity to recommit to getting my nutrition back on track, to committing to the food, to using the containers, and it being non-negotiable. I work out every day, no matter what. Even if I was eating bad, I was still working out. That's never a problem for me. But the food, I needed that extra accountability. So thank you to all of you guys for being there every day to push forward on that. I did. I committed. I said to myself, Becky, the success of this program depends on your results. So for 60 days, I didn't have one drink, which was an issue during the summertime in the Keys, basically on vacation for 3 months. I was drinking too much. I was eating whatever I could get my hands on, and that was affecting my results. And I committed. I was like 60 days all in, no cheats, no drinking, no nothing. I'm going all in. And thanks to this program, I have continued to eat balanced. I'm super happy. I have very little cravings. I did lose 8 pounds and drop 12 inches total, with 3 inches from my waist alone. So the results, they speak for themselves. This program works, but you have to change your mindset and go all in. You have to go in with an all-in attitude that nothing is going to derail you from your results. So I'm going to let Monica take it over and share her side of the story.
Hey everyone, okay, Monica Lopez here from Miami, Florida. I am a mom of 3, 31 years old, and I've been a coach for about 4.5 years now. I'm going to take it back just a tad bit and explain to you guys how my life has been when it comes to weight. I've struggled with weight since I could probably say about 5 years old, all the way up until my teenage years, about 13 and 14. My childhood nickname was Thunder Thighs. You know, it was something that I struggled with as a child. I was teased about it. I fell in love with fitness at a very, very early age. As soon as I can get my hands on weights in our weight gym at school, I was there, and that's what really changed my life, because it put me back in control at a very young age. That was all great and dandy until I started popping kids. And my first pregnancy, I gained a whopping 68 pounds at 20 years old. My stomach stretched out a lot. I had a 10-pound baby boy. And so that was the first time where I was back struggling with weight again. Fast forward to my coaching career, I'm now a full-time coach, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And like many of the test group participants on here tonight, I went into this program already with a good sort of momentum in fitness. I did compete in the Classic with Becky, and we both feel we kind of messed ourselves up going so extreme. And so we were struggling with the bounce back. But nonetheless, we had a good foundation for fitness when we started this. For me, and I went into this very loud and clear, for me, with all the damage to my stomach area from having kids, from the loose skin to the 2-inch gap between my abdomens, which happens sometimes to women, I couldn't believe that I got picked. I was really shocked when I got picked to represent this program, because I just felt behind my head. I know I shouldn't have told myself that, but I always thought they would never pick someone like me. And so I took it as, a tremendous honor to represent moms out there who do not have perfect bodies after having children, who do have very visible flaws after having babies. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing this to represent. And it's what I fought hard for. And I did the hashtag Mommy Got Chiseled to represent. And I'm a tremendous advocate, not just for us women getting in shape, but what we're putting out there for our children to see. Because after what I went through growing up and all the teasing, and although obviously it's all in the past, it's something that sticks with you, and I never want my children to go through that. So I'm an advocate for that, and this program gave me yet another chance to represent that. So thank you, and I'll pass it over to Erin, another amazing fit mom.
Hey, thank you so much. Hey guys, I'm Erin Young. So I'm a 37-year-old mom of 2, and this program was amazing for me because, like you've heard, I had kind of fallen off my nutritional game big time, and I was kind of feeling lost, and I did not have a program that I was committed to. I had done a lot of Beachbody programs like a lot of you guys, and I was a cardio girl. I was not super confident when it came to lifting weights, and that's what this program brought to me. Also, for one of the first times ever when doing a program, I was not focused on weight loss. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to tone up. But when I was in the midst of this program, in the thick of it, I wasn't concerned with that because I knew 100% this was going to work. I just could feel it. Like, when you're doing something that's going to rock, like I knew that. And so I wasn't even focused on if I was losing weight or not. I was just taking my sweaty selfies in the mirror and I could see the changes that were happening. So the pressure of actually losing weight and inches wasn't there because I could feel that it was working and I could see that it was working. And so at the end of the day, I totally relearned and retrained my brain when it came to nutrition. I became very confident and comfortable lifting weights in my basement. I like to say mommy got a six-pack in her basement, not standing at the bar, that's for sure. I dialed in my nutrition 100%. I lost, 7 pounds and 11 inches. 3 of those inches were from my hips and 3 were from my waist, which was totally my problem areas in my body. It transformed my body, and honestly, it was truly, it was just a game changer for me. It was totally a game changer. I'm absolutely in love with this program. And so I think next what we're going to do, since you guys are still on here and you're ready to hear some more information, we are going to cover some of the most frequently asked questions that we're getting as test group participants and as coaches and future hammers and chisels are getting ready to do the program themselves. And so I'm going to turn it over to Becky and Jose because they're going to talk more about the nutritional component and how the container system works for their weight loss goals.
All right, thank you, Erin. Thank you, guys. You guys are all amazing. So the container system. So I get a lot asked all the time. What's the meal plan? What are we following here? Well, guys, it mimics identical the 21-day fix. So if you've done it, then you're going to use the containers in the same exact way, except there's what Autumn explained with the 3 different calculations. If you want to lose weight, maintain, or like Jose, he wanted to add muscle. So this is just going to make your life so much easier. You're going to count containers instead of counting macros or instead of counting calories, which is so difficult. You're going to start your day. You're going to take your calculation. You're going to figure out how many containers of each food group you're going to have in each day. Yes, you're going to eat carbs. Say yes to the yellows. You're going to eat fruit. We all need those things to survive. And you're going to eat a lot of food. Remember, these workouts are super strenuous. You're not going to gain muscle by starving yourself. You need to fuel the machine. So make sure that as soon as you get your program, that you really dive into the nutrition plan. That's my first thing that I suggest to everybody is understand the meal plan, understand the containers, and start developing a meal plan. You can Google everything and it'll pop up a bunch of meal plans that you can recreate and to your liking. But the key here is to start counting those calories, get used to using the containers. Within, I'd say, a week and a half, 2 weeks, you're going to be able to eyeball portions and you won't need them anymore. But it's just going to make your life easier to know that each and every day you get to have all these different types of food that are going to fuel your body, going to make you feel balanced, because it's going to help you cut cravings. And yes, you get to drink Shakeology every single day. So, Jose?
Yep. And now, one of my concerns when I did this program was, since I want to gain weight, I'm going to have to eat a lot. And I don't know, when I did Body Beast, I know some of you guys have done Body Beast, you know that during the first 2 phases, you're asked to eat a whole tons of food and then cut a bunch of the carbs at the end of the program. Well, I did that, and I remember when you're eating that much and you're eating a lot of carbs, you lose a little bit of definition because you're building up that muscle. And I was worried when I was going to do this program that the same thing would happen to me. So and when I saw tons of food that I had to eat to gain weight, for example, I had to eat, for those of you who have done the portion controls, 8 greens, 5 purples, 7 yellows. See, it's a lot of carbs. 7 reds. It was tons of food, but the way it's built and the way it's meant to be, you won't have that big gain of weight where you also gain body fat. No, it goes along throughout the program. I mean, I was losing inches of my waist while gaining weight, and I loved it so much. I mean, you have to trust the program. I remember in the group there were many people saying, we're eating this much, or we're eating too little, should I pump it up, should I dial it down? No, people, just follow it. It's made, the nutrition plan is so specific and so easy to follow. Just use the portion controls. I wasn't eyeballing. Since I was eating so much food, Becky, I was measuring everything. I wanted to make sure that I ate the right amounts. But whether you want to gain weight or lose weight, just follow it. And trust me, you're going to gain weight, you're going to eat a lot of food, but you will eat the right amounts of macros just by following the program. And you'll have the results that you want.
Absolutely. And for the ladies, I know I have a video on this, and it's been shared a million times. Do not go to bracket 1. That is too low to build muscle. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm like not going to repeat that one again. So let's talk equipment. That is like the biggest question ever. So Monica, go ahead. Let's hear. And David, let's hear about your equipment.
All right. So I think this is like the most popular question we get. And I know for a fact myself, sometimes you see me posting working out at a gym, because I have a neighborhood gym, and sometimes I'm at home. And honestly, it has nothing to do with equipment. I have everything in both settings. It's just a change of setting. But if you were to go to the gym, it's so easy to take your laptop or smartphone. And if you're at home, this is what you should plan to have. So I'm going to talk outside of dumbbells for a second. I'm going to leave that for last. First, I'm going to tell you guys that you are going to need a resistance band, okay? And I personally use I'm not sure if it's red or pink. Some people say red, some people say pink, but it's that color. And I believe that's the one that's on sale on the Black Friday sale. So if you're a coach, it's $9.71, super cheap. And if you're a non-coach, it's $12.95. And we're going to be using that for stretching purposes, but also it comes up a few times in certain workouts. So you do want to invest in the resistance band. I believe in it. Bench. You guys probably see a lot of crazy awesome moves with the bench. I highly recommend that you invest for this program. While every single move that is in the workout that has a bench, there is someone off to the left or right that is modifying without a bench, but I just wholeheartedly feel that to get the best out of these moves, you really want to invest in the bench. You also want to make sure that it's sturdy. I've experienced using a bench that's not sturdy, and it's a little scary, especially when you're doing balanced pistol squats on top of it. You want to make sure you get something sturdy. Another thing to note when it comes to the bench, and I didn't quite realize this until I would jump from my neighborhood gym to my actual home gym, benches come at different heights. So take into consideration how tall you are. You don't want something like Becky. Becky's like 5'2", 5'0", around there, and she can't go with a super tall bench because she'll never get up and down off of it. So keep that in mind if you're going to go out and buy one. On teambeachbody.com, we do have a bench for sale, and I didn't even know this until David pointed it out right before the call, but it's under the Body Beast equipment. So if you are struggling to find a bench, we have it there at the coach price of $149, which is not bad, and non-coach $199. I personally have a Bowflex. It's ridiculously sturdy. I trust it. We've had it forever, and we bought that one at Target, I believe, for $150. So that's the bench. The next thing you will need is a pull-up bar. And again, this is not something that's required, but a pull-up bar is something I highly recommend. You could also use the door attachment kit that we also sell. I think it's under the P90X tab. And there are modifications whenever it comes to pull-up workouts. In case you don't have it, you can use the door attachment kit. But again, for me, I think that it's a game changer when you do have the bar. For ladies or even gentlemen that are not quite at the strength that they desire, I personally have an assistant band that I use, and that's also under the P90X tab in our back office. It's called Chin Up Max. And this helped me get the strength to do pull-ups. I started out not being able to do one, and I know a couple of the girls and I were really excited. We finished the program doing 5 or 6 pull-ups, which is a big deal for us. But if it had not been for that band, I would not have built up to that strength. The next thing is a stability ball. And this also can be found in our shopping cart. It's $36 non-coach, $27 if you are a coach. And this can be subbed in for a bench sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you will be able to do that. And I actually preferred it for a couple of workouts. For example, military presses or chest presses. All of these, using the ball, add in a certain core component as well. So you're not just working out the upper body, but you're also getting a little bit of an added core workout. And I preferred that. So it was a good thing to have around. And if you are not investing in a bench, you will be able to use it for these certain moves. And the last thing that I would recommend when it comes to equipment is a journal. And most people will probably skip this, and I beg you not to. But all of us in the test group can tell you that one of the biggest differences was that we tracked our weight, we tracked the repetitions that we were able to get in, and because there's such a huge variety in this program where you're not seeing a workout repeated for almost 3 weeks at a time, you forget what you lifted, you forget how many reps you got in, you forget how far you got into that workout, and unless you are properly journaling and writing it down, you're not going to be able to compete with the person you were 2 weeks ago. And that's really important in this program. So highly recommend you get yourself a journal and something that you will not lose and keep track as you go on through the 60 days. Now, to bounce back to dumbbells, David's going to help me out with this when it comes to the guys, but I'll tell you for women, we kind of did a poll in our test group, and the average use of weights varied between 5 pounds, and the highest was 25 pounds, okay? That's all I could really say for the weights, whether you want to go for Bowflex weights, that you're able to adjust them. Personally, my husband and I, we have a tree, so we have going from 5s all the way down to 30s, so we were good. But that's for the women, it seems like the highest we ever went was 25s. And then Dave will tell you a little bit more about for the guys.
Thank you, Monica. So, guys, I can tell you this. Do not get caught up as a male thinking you're going to need 60, 70, or 80 pounds worth of weight, because these moves are stacked in a way that your heart rate's going to be extremely elevated. You're going to be completely exhausted, and you're going to pick up something like 15, 20 pounds, and it's going to feel like 100 pounds. So for the dudes, for the guys out there, I ranged on the lowest like 10 to 12 pounds on like a burnout with a shoulder lift. As you guys know, like a straight lateral raise was one of those. And the highest you probably will go is 50 pounds, 45, 50 pounds. Today, doing powerlifting, I ended with the hardest move with 40 pounds, and I started probably less than half that, and this is in my second round of it. So you do not need an extreme measure. So guys, 10 pounds, 50 pounds max. For me, I have the Bowflex Select Tech dumbbells. You can get them up to that go up to 52 pounds on like Amazon. That's more than enough for this program. Or you can use the resistance bands, like Monica said, even for the pull-ups. The door attachment kit, for those of you that don't know, it's just something that attaches to the door. It's a loop, and you put the resistance band through it, and you can work and do it in a modification that way. So the pull-up bar is what I used. It was great, but you can modify. And I just want to piggyback on what Monica said with writing everything down. Guys, girls, like for me, on my iPhone, I just created a note from day one, and I put every workout and every move in the weights I did, and then I would scroll back up to the top to the previous time I did that workout. I'd copy it, and then I would paste it at the bottom. I'd change the date, and then I would go through it again. And like for me personally, I was trying to increase the weight by 5 pounds each week for me as a guy. So I kept trying to go up. So something I did like at 20 pounds, I was up to like 50 by the end. So definitely for the dumbbells, guys, do not, I thought I was going to need extreme weight. You're not going to need it. You're going to be so burnt out that I think anything more than 45, 50 pounds max. I know Jose would back that. All the guys in the group would agree. So I think if that's that, we're going on to the actual workout schedule with Becky.
Thank you, David. So the workout schedule for the Masters Hammer and Chisel, and Autumn kind of described it earlier. It's 6 days a week, so you're going to have 1 day off. What I love about it, and for those who have done P90X, P90X2, P90X3, you know that there's 3 weeks of the same exact moves in the same exact sequence, and some people get bored. But this program, you're not going to see the same sequence ever. There's actually a couple of the workouts that you see twice, and it's amazing how I still can't remember some of the workouts. I'm like, I don't even know what today is. So it's an amazing sequence of workouts. What I do suggest is you're gonna start the program, you're gonna get 3 days on, and then you're gonna get a rest day on the 4th day. We obviously started on a Monday, which meant our first rest day was on a Thursday. That may not work for some people in their lives. So I think all of us started round 2 on a Thursday so that we would get Sunday off. So that's something to think about once you get started. I know you're all going to go all in to kill it 100%. Make sure that you you start on a day that is convenient for you and your life and your work schedules. But you're going to love the variety. There's 16 workouts. There's 2 ab workouts that are 10 minutes that are absolutely fantastic. And it's just, I can't even say when people ask me, how does this compare to other programs? I can't, because it's like comparing an apple to an orange. This stands unique. It stands on its own, and I don't think it can be compared to anything else. So one of the things that is unique about this program is the powerlifting workout. And this is the only home workout that has ever addressed powerlifting. So Monica's going to talk to how she liked it and what it's all about.
So I think that when the guys see powerlifting, they get all excited, right? Because guys love to lift. Most girls are probably like, oh, no, I don't do that because I don't want to look big. Well, I can tell you guys that my experience has shown me that lifting is the fountain of youth, especially for us mommies, right? What goes down, we can bring back up with weightlifting. And I think that if you learn to trust the process and really dig in to weight training, you're going to see a tight, firm bod come out of that. You're going to feel stronger, leaner. Your posture's going to change. Everything about a woman, I mean, no flabby arms. You actually get some guns as a chick, and that is amazing. You're going to feel great. So with that being said, this is the first program I've ever seen at home where we're getting like pure powerlifting. And what I really liked about it, and I would recommend to all of you guys, is to get in there and watch the form videos, watch the safety videos, and make sure that you're working out in front of a mirror to watch your own form. And Autumn touched on this a little bit. And this is to avoid injury. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that also this is SSP trainings, which means that not like maybe Body Beast that some of you guys have done. When we're in a bulking stage, it gets maybe a little bit frustrating or you get scared because you feel fluffy and you feel big. This workout simultaneously hammers you and chisels you. Really, it does. It makes you burn fat while leaning up and building muscle all at the same time. And that happens through a lot of the powerlifting moves and a lot of powerlifting sequences that we see. So again, to avoid injury, I would use a mirror. Make sure you watch the safety videos. And that's all I've got on powerlifting. I'm going to pass it on now to David. Talk about how this compares to other programs.
So I know Becky answered. I quickly can say I don't think it compares to any other program, guys. I've done 12 rounds of P90X. I've done every other Beachbody program, Insanity, Max 30. I just love this program, so I'm not going to be redundant. I'm going to move on to the next thing we're going to talk about is supplements that Erin and I are going to talk about. The one thing for me, guys and girls, I used all the supplements, and for me, I think my results directly reflected to the supplements. The Energize, the pre-workout, I get up, my alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning. I need my pre-workout drink, the hydrate during the workout, the refuel right after with the creatine I mixed in. And guys, at night, like Autumn said, I had the recharge, the vanilla. And guys, I think it's almost like NyQuil. Everybody can relate. Because when I drink that stuff, like 15, 20 minutes later, my wife and I, we both use on like totally zonked out. So it's the best, and you sleep like a baby. So the supplements, I think, were great. I used everything, including the creatine, and I want Erin to piggyback on the supplements as well for the girls.
Yeah, for sure. The supplements were a game changer for me, and I'm kind of a supplement critic and skeptic, and I really did feel like they played a vital role. I was not sore, you guys. I mean, like a little bit, but not what I thought I would be. And I did enjoy the entire line minus the creatine. And some people are like, well, that's kind of expensive. I'm not sure I can invest in all of this. And in my opinion, I think 2 of the supplements that you really don't want to go without would be the Energize and at least the Nighttime Vanilla Recharge. I really do think that those are the 2 best ones. I think if you can make it work, do the entire line. But those are my 2 favorite ones. So I think that are we going to skip over to Becky next and talking about like doing extra workouts and extra cardio? Because I know that there were some people in the test group when we started, they're like, I don't think this is enough. I think I need to do more. I'm used to spending 2 hours in the gym, or I'm used to working with a competition coach. I'm used to more. So Becky, what's your opinion of how to answer that?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm kind of like a stickler for the schedule, and I just know that, guys, remember, quality over quantity. So if you're pushing hard on these workouts, you're not going to need anything extra. Yeah, you're lifting weights, but you're moving at such a quick pace, like David says. It's just like you're on to the next one, on to the next one. You're throwing up heavy weight. There's no time for you to really take a break. You're doing cardio while you're lifting weights. So please, I implore you, don't add extra stuff that's not part of the schedule. Like Autumn said, if you're changing what was written, then you're not doing the program. Don't add extra cardio. Just eat cleaner, eat better, cut out the junk, and I promise you that you will hit your results. So let's see. Shakeology. Let's talk about Shakeology, David. How did it work for you, and how did you like it?
I love Shakeology, and I drink it every day simply because, like the majority of the people probably on this call, we're busy, we work, we're running all over the place, and you really need food as fuel. And this program, you're going to have to get used to being sore a lot, and your body needs the nutrients, and I just truly believe in how dense the nutrition is in Shakeology that it's a must. Like, it's an absolute must. And the ability to make it so quick in the shaker cup, with the ability to blend it up and drink it a couple hours later. Shakeology, I know everybody in the test group, we all drink it every day. Replace it. This is my tip to everybody here. Replace it with the meal you struggle with most. If you are somebody that skips breakfast, have Shakeology for breakfast. If you overeat lunch and get takeout at work all the time, have it for lunch at work. That's my tip. And every people ask me, David, when should I drink it? Drink it where you struggle with most. That's my advice, and definitely drink it every day. So I think moving on, we're going to go into how did being part of a challenge group help you with Erin and Monica?
Okay, so I can jump on first here. Well, first of all, I really do think that when you're going all in on a program, and that's what we recommend because that's where you're going to see the results, having the accountability and support of your peers is absolutely essential. So please, coaches or just customers or potential hammer and chiselers, don't do this alone. Find the support of a challenge group. Find the support of a coach and of a community of people who are on the same journey as you. Because when you have that, when you have other people pushing you and holding you accountable, true magic happens. And if you are a coach listening to us talk about this, I absolutely 100% recommend you going all in on this yourself, because you will see yourself grow as a coach. You'll see yourself grow as a person. You'll see yourself naturally and quite easily growing your business because you have genuine content to share on your own health and fitness journey. It was a true game changer for me, and I know it was for Monica too, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I want to piggyback off that real quick and say that my business was booming the whole time we were in the test group. And I feel like it's like when you really invest yourself into what you're doing, it comes out of your pores. How good you feel, how good you're doing, you're focused and you have goals. And that, it made me fall in love with coaching all over again, being in this challenge group. I'm like Becky. I've been a coach for almost 5 years now, where I kind of sat back and thought, I've never been in a challenge group where I was only a challenger. I was usually running them, and so this is the first time I got to feel that, and it just solidified for me that what we do as coaches is fundamental. It's needed. Another thing I want to point out, and I think that everybody else is really excited about this too, is that to me, this is a perfect program to also do with your spouse. This is something that definitely my husband has been with me doing this program. He loves it. We are ready to mentor other couples out there. And if you're at home and you're saying, well, my husband sometimes doesn't want to join me doing Turbo Fire, or sometimes we don't want to do body beast, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is that the guys rather do. This is the perfect medium where both husband and wife can get into the gym together and get a great workout and really enjoy each other's company and push each other in a great way. So I just wanted to put that aspect out there as well. And then I think that's it. We are wrapping up, right? Becky, you want to take it away?
Hold on. Oop, what did I do? Can you hear me? Okay, sorry. So guys, that's a wrap on this. I hope that our passion for this program really is shone through, because we are have Master and Chisel. It's like oozing from our pores. We love it. We're in round 2 and we're not stopping, and we want to coach you guys through it. So, next week, December 1st, it's on. Please don't be afraid to share our results, our pictures. They're on our Facebook pages. Get out there and show people what is possible with this program. But as soon as you buy it, set some goals. Write them down. Set some new, open your mind to the possibilities of what this program can do for you. Buying it is not enough. You actually have to put in the work. So set your goals to start January and really commit to your nutrition plan, to following the schedule, and to running those challenge groups and changing lives out there. This program is an amazing vehicle to get just another revolutionary program in homes. So it's your turn now to push the envelope. Guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. David, Erin, Jose, and Monica, you guys have been awesome. I'm so happy that we had the opportunity to do this program together and become friends. It's really, I think we'll be friends forever. We're like Hammer and Chisel BFFs.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Oh.
Guys? Yeah.
All right, guys. Hope we helped you guys out. And any questions, feel free to shoot to any of us if you've got some extra questions that we did not answer here. But thank you, guys. And good night,
everybody.
Buenas noches, mi gente.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Feliz Día de Acción de Gracias.
Good night.
Cuídense.